as you like kind of know, I reached out to you like a few weeks ago, and I'm a network marketer, someone that just really inspires by your voice, your message, how you teach, how you lead. And you're like one of our tribe's like go-to podcasters. I send podcasts every single morning in our team. And it's something that we truly just, we thrive off of just your voice and how you lead, how you just are authentic to you. And the biggest thing I wanted to chat about with you, I had a couple questions. I just wanted to kind of flow. I'm an 80K leader with le-vel. And with that being said, I had a vision for just like our future and our team and our tribe. And I know a lot of girls that are starting out, or like men and women, when you're starting out in this, like any industry or starting a business, being an entrepreneur, it can be really hard at the beginning. And I know you had a career in football and then a career in speaking and writing books and just all the things. And so my biggest thing is I wanted to chat with you tonight just to kind of like not take up too much of your time and really just spend a little time diving deep with you on this. Is what was your where did your relentlessness come from? Like, where did your drive, your passion, like through your stumbling blocks, through those hard moments, like what made you like keep your blinders on and keep focused and just grow with that vision?
Well, it depends at what time in my life. Like I think, certain reasons, as I like to call them, or certain meanings, popped up. Obviously with rehab time, one of my best friends committed suicide. With football, it was something that I just wanted to do since I was younger. But I think the overall like theme of my just hard work and relentlessness is, number one, understanding that time isn't promised, and understanding that time is the greatest luxury and we don't get time back. I'm sure everybody on this call can relate to a time where they thought back like, man, I wish I would have. And I don't want to live my life what I wish I would have. I'd rather live my life like I tried it and it succeeded or it didn't, then I didn't try and I didn't know what was going to happen. And so I actually was writing this today. So I'm working on a course, and somebody tell my son Tristan all the time, in this life, if you want to be, quote unquote successful at anything, you're going to work hard at something. That's just life. You're going to work hard at something. So if you're going to work hard at something, you might as well work hard at what you love. And that's just my mindset. Like I would rather like build my own dreams and help someone build theirs. And I know it's a process where, you have to do that sometimes. It's a process where you got to climb the ladder. But I always thought like, I want to build something that I want to build. I want to live my life on my terms. And so that keeps me committed to working hard and being consistent, because as we all know, I tell people, working for yourself is probably harder than working for somebody else. It takes a lot of work.
No, it truly is. I've been in this industry for 6 years, and I'm a podcaster myself. And it's like, I have a vision for my life, and then seeing people that paved that path, like yourself, that just have that like like that, not even the word hustle, but just that motivation to keep going no matter what life throws at you, and understanding that your time is valuable. I mean, it's the one thing I really try to relay with our tribe, as well as consistency, like wins always. I don't,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it always wins. And I think my biggest thing is helping transfer that confidence or transfer that vision. Like you can't make people have that hunger. And so what do you feel like has separated yourself as far as like maybe a routine or a non-negotiable for yourself that you have set that's kept that standard? I get there's different seasons and stuff like that, but what do you feel like has been in that common denominator, part of your routine or part of your growth to keep you just like focused and just like valuing your time and putting forth that effort every single day for yourself?
This is probably like, I always say this, and it's like, this is probably, and you probably heard me talk about it before, but like for me, and I'm not a person that just thinks about dying, by the way. Like I'm not like dark like that, where I just think about my demise, but I understand that reality. And I refuse to go to, to leave this place with incompletion. I refuse to leave stuff in the tank, whether it be visions, ideas, whether it be, growth, whatever it is in the tank, because I feel like it's selfish towards my legacy. And not just my legacy. When I say that, it's selfish towards the next generation, whether it be my family's generation, whether it be the people I could impact. And this is the thing that everybody on this call needs to understand, is that, people are going to be impacted by your life regardless, either in a negative way, a neutral way, or a positive way. And so I'm always thinking like, what can I give to the world, or what am I not giving to the world that I need to give to the world that could, last forever? Because even when I make videos, it tricks me out because I think about this. I'm like, when I'm long gone, like my great grandkids are gonna probably be checking out the videos. Like, who's this dude? Look at my great grandfather saying straight up and stuff like that. So just think about that. Like, we have a chance to leave something every single day. And so I want to leave something that's gonna make not just my world better, but the future better also.
It's something that's like kind of stuck with me because I know you're big on like the younger generation. It's something I have a 13-year-old son. I was a teen mom. And so for me, I've been through those struggles and I've been through a lot of life. And I want him to understand that you can do anything you truly put your mind to. I want him to understand that example and like what's being set. And I know that takes me leading from the front. I know that I can't tell him, hey, you can go do whatever you want. And then mom, dad's not doing that. That's not realistic. And so I think for me, like I have clarity, I have vision, and I know you can't change other people to have that. They have to kind of dig within themselves. I truly feel like life is your building block. Like life is that path that keeps you to getting to that next level. There's never like going to be stumbling moments that let you define yourself unless you choose not to get back up. And I think for you, like that's one thing that I love about your message is you always get up, but always put forth that time to pay that path. And so for me, what I wanted to kind of like dig deep with you is if you were in your like chapter 1 is the only way I can really explain it. Like, what would you tell yourself back then when you had your hard moments? Like when you would have your hard moments and you're like, I don't know if I'm built for this. I don't know if I can handle this. Especially as a speaker and such a voice, even for men, because we do need more men that have that path to pave as well. Like, what made you get up every day to like be like, no, this is what I'm built for. This is what I'm doing.
That's a great question. If I can go back to my chapter 1 or tell the younger version of myself, it's funny because I always think about like, what do I tell Tristan? Because I was like, everything I tell him is stuff I would tell my younger self. But one thing is the struggle that you're currently going through, and I'm talking to my younger self, the struggle that you're currently going through is going to be the greatest thing to happen for your life. This pain that you're going through is going to translate into your power. So feel it, experience it, learn from it, embody it. Because the reason I say that is because, when I got cut from football, obviously that was my everything. That was the worst time in my life. I mean, I thought my life was over, but really my life was just beginning. Everything I learned in those moments of losing people, figuring out myself, losing my self-esteem, battling suicidal thoughts, all of those things are now in my message that helps people. And so my pain turned into my power. And so I go through life now, and it's weird. Like, I'm not optimistic to the point where I don't face reality or acknowledge it, but I really think about, I really think about how is this going to, even 2020 right now, right? Obviously, this is a crazy year for everybody, crazy time. I'm thinking about how is this going to make my life better? How is this making me stronger? So when I go through painful moments in hard times, I'm telling myself, this is power. This is power. This is power. And it makes me figure out, like, it helps me change my perspective from my prison to my power. And I think your perspective is everything, how you see life. And the beautiful thing about perspective is nobody can control that but you. Like, I can't force you to see life the way I see it. It's based upon your experiences, and you're in control of the definitions and meanings. So I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but another thing I would tell my younger self is like, really understand how you're defining things, because how you define things will really push you on how you will act towards things. I got a little saying that says, how you feel about life will be what you do with life, and what you do with life will be what you get from life. And so if you want to change what you get from life, you got to change how you see life. It starts there.
Sorry, I was muting myself so you don't hear any rambling back
Cool.
here. I got nervous before this, and it's something like, for me, even, I guess, is the only best way to explain it. Like, being nervous kind of fuels me in a way to like center myself, to find that hunger and to like pray through it, grow through it, and feel through it, because we're all human. We all go through things. You're taking your time out of your night to pour into over 200, babes and like gentlemen. And the thing about it is, it's truly like prioritizing what you are feeding. And I think that's the one thing that I had to kind of learn, and I've learned a lot from you in this area too, is like, what are you feeding every single day? What are you getting up and choosing? Like, even on your stories today, like you're moving boulders and like, but for real, that motivates people to get off what they're not prioritizing, what they're not feeding. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, when this, like, not even just this tribe, like network marketing is an amazing industry and I love it to death, but like the thing about it is it allows us to have a voice. And I think that's the thing about I teach my tribe is to not, we don't do like the cold messagey spammy thing over here. We teach you to just overcome your limitations, your fears, like the things that hold you back from the next level of you. Because at the end of the day, this world needs more voices. This world needs more love. This world needs more people like yourself and others. And if we can help raise that generation up, that's like what it comes down to. And the reason I wanted you on this podcast is because you don't just speak to all of us, you speak to that younger generation. You speak to the struggles, the moments of setbacks, how you've overcome them. You're real, you're vulnerable, and you're authentic. And I think that's the thing about with leaders and like women, men, that we really tap into our true selves. And my thing with this question, my last question for you, I won't take up too much of your time tonight, but do you have like a routine that has been a part of your success, that like maybe a morning routine, or maybe, you know, I kind of have an idea what you kind of do just because, you know, I do know what separates a lot of people is their mindset, what they do within their first moments of their day. But I wanted to kind of know what you do that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah. So it's funny you said that earlier about lifting the rocks, because I got some of you hit me up about that. But that is my go-to. Not necessarily lifting rocks, but protecting my peace. Something I talk about very often. And you know, I have 4 A's that I won't spend too much time breaking that down, but it's just appreciation, affection, accomplishment, and activity. You know, I always try to structure my morning around that. And it's my time to be, I'm gonna use the word selfish, even though it's not selfish. It's my time to have the selfish moment to practice my self-care, because I know if I don't go protect my peace, and when I'm out in nature, and I'm not trying to like advocate everybody to go out in nature, but I'm a firm believer nature heals, right? I just think nature is God's natural medicine for the soul. And it allows me to disconnect from the world and reconnect to myself and my soul. And it gives me a time to reflect. It gives me a time to appreciate. It gives me a time to let go. It gives me a time just to be away, because as you know, as a leader, as an influencer, as a business owner, as a father, as a husband, as a coach, so many titles, you're always connected. And if you're always connected, just think about anything we plug in, right? It could be a light, it could be a TV, it could be whatever. If it's connected all the time, it's probably going to burn out at some point. And every day I try to disconnect myself so I can come back stronger when I have to show up for the real world. And it always worked. And when I don't do it, because there's times that I don't do it, I'm a lot more frustrated. I'm a lot more agitated. I'm a lot more lazy. And so like, it's a have to for me, because I understand the big picture. And this is the thing, because people ask like, are you always motivated? Absolutely not. Are you always inspired? No. But I understand if I don't do these things, I understand how I'm not going to be able to show up in the way I have to show up for my world. And so it pushes me to go do it.
I love that you said that, because I think so many need to hear that. And it's something maybe like a year ago, Brittany, myself would have needed to hear, because I was like that overworker and like never really like allowed myself to have my self-care time and would overwork myself and burn myself out. And then I got into that like selfish season, like you're saying. And even like right now during Corona, like
Yeah.
it's a blessing though. And it's truly, it comes down to the perspective, like you're saying, what we're allowing, because this time can be used to really, really grow and develop yourself in areas that maybe you've been we've been avoiding or whatever. And so I thank you for being vulnerable on that, because a lot of us need to hear it. And sometimes we'll like, as a leader, we'll say it, but having a different perspective, say it like, hey, take time for yourself and take time to pour into yourself. That is a non-negotiable. That is important, and I appreciate you for saying that. I didn't want to take up too much of your time tonight. I wanted to make this kind of quick, to the point, like let you pour your heart out like you normally do, and I really appreciate it that you did. I just wanted to kind of go over some general questions that you just gave so much not like nuggets of knowledge. I get tongue tied clearly if you can't tell when I'm nervous.
Nah, you're fine. Yeah.
But I appreciate it so much. And thank you so much for hopping on with this and just really speaking from your heart on here. I appreciate it so much.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate all of you, and just go make the world respect your greatness, everybody. Like, do that in your way, whatever that looks like. So peace out. Thank you.
Book on August 4th, people.
Gotcha. Go get it. Straight up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.